Hola estudiantes y bienvenidos a la clase de español. This lesson is for the week of febrero 10. Hoy vamos a recordar todo lo que aprendimos sobre Mae Jemison. Today we're going to start by remembering everything that we learned about Mae Jemison. Después vamos a leer la primera parte del libro, Mae Among the Stars, and then we are going to read the first part from the book, Mae Among the Stars, y al final veremos la tarea en Seesaw. And at the end, we will look at our homework together, okay? So, de tarea, les puse este video en Seesaw para que aprendieran sobre esta mujer y aprendieran de ella misma. So for homework, I gave you the assignment of looking at this video about this woman, Mae Jemison, and to hear from her own words about her life, okay? So this is a very, very cool person that we should all know about. She's very important in our country, in the world of science, and I personally wanted to learn more about her. And I said, you know what? We should learn about her together, okay? So yo decidí que deberíamos aprender sobre ella porque ella tiene una vida muy interesante. Ella es una mujer de ciencias y es una mujer muy importante para la historia de nuestro país. So, vamos a aprender juntos sobre ella, ¿ok? So, vamos a ver el video juntos de nuevo y después vamos a recordar lo que aprendimos. So, we'll look at the video again together and then we will remember what we learned about her, okay? So let's watch it.
I grew up in the 60s. I lived on the south side of Chicago. And I was a young girl who loved to stare up at the stars. I imagined myself going there. I studied all the things about the Apollo program. I knew what mission was going to take place when, what it was supposed to accomplish. I decided to go to medical school because I wanted to do something called biomedical engineering. While I was in medical school, I had the opportunity to go and work in a Cambodian refugee camp. I went on to study group in Cuba. I worked with the flying doctors in East Africa. But I still wanted to go into space, so I applied. I picked up the phone. I called down to Johnson Space Center. I said, I would like an application to be an astronaut. They didn't laugh. I turned in the application. There may be a certain naivete when I say, when I applied to the astronaut program, I didn't even think about the fact of whether I would be the first African-American woman in space or anything like that. It didn't even cross my, I wanted to go into space. I couldn't have cared if there had been 1,000 people in space before me or whether there had been none. I wanted to go. I thought it was important to take to space with me things that represented people who sometimes are not included. So I took a poster of Judith Jamison performing the dance cry. I took up a Bundu statue, which was for the Women's Society in West Africa. I took up a flag for the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, the oldest African-American women's sorority in the United States, because they hadn't been included, and I thought that was an important thing to do. For me, the experience was one that made me feel very connected with the universe. I felt that my being was as much a part of this universe as any star, as any comet. It helped me to recognize that right now, we're in space. This Earth is part of that universe. That was my grand connection. And then I looked down and I saw Chicago. I thought about the little girl who had assumed she would go into space. What would my younger self have thought if she met me? And I think she would have been tickled.
Okay, muy bien, estudiantes. If you need to stop this video and rewind it and watch it again, I know it helps me to watch things twice and to even take notes, okay? So this is what we're gonna do next. Esto es lo que vamos a hacer ahora. Ahora vamos a escribir o decir en voz alta lo que aprendimos sobre Mae. So right now what we're going to do is that we are going to write, or you can say out loud everything that you learned about Mae, okay? So Vamos a escribir juntos. We're going to write together. ¿Qué aprendimos sobre ella? What did we learn about her? Okay, yo aprendí que ella creció en Chicago. She grew up in Chicago. También aprendí que ella leyó bastante sobre el programa de Apollo. Okay, she also mentioned that she read a lot about the Apollo program, okay? And that's a special program for astronauts, okay? So leyó sobre el programa de Apollo. También aprendí que cuando ella era pequeña, ella veía el cielo y se imaginaba ella en el sistema solar. Ella se imaginaba haciendo eso. So I also remember that when she was little, she would look up in the sky and she would imagine herself there, right? She would imagine herself in the solar system. So ella se imaginaba a ella misma en el espacio, right? She would picture herself in space, right? También aprendí que ella fue a la escuela de medicina. She went to medical school specifically for medical engineering, okay? So ella fue a la escuela de medicina de ingeniería. Okay, there's other things that I learned about her. Okay, there's a lot of things that we learned. We learned that she worked in a couple of countries, okay? Ella trabajó en varios países, okay? Ella trabajó en Cuba, en Camboya y también en la parte este de África, okay? So she got to work in at least 3 different countries. So ella trabajó en 3 países. Okay. She also talked about how one day she just said, you know what, I'm going to make my dream come true. So she picked up the phone and she said, I want to apply to your space program. Okay. También ella nos dijo que un día ella levantó el teléfono y dijo, yo quiero aplicar al programa de espacio. So ella aplicó al programa de espacio. Okay, there's other beautiful things that she talked about in the video. She talked about that after she studied so hard in this space program and she finally got to go to space. She brought some beautiful things with her. Okay, some things that had never been in space that she felt were very important, okay? Ella también dijo en el video que cuando ella se graduó de la escuela del espacio, ella se llevó algunas cosas al espacio, algunos artículos que nunca habían sido parte del espacio, para que, so those things were a statue, a Bantu statue, una estatua de la cultura de Bantu. So that's a culture in Africa. También ella habló sobre una bandera de una hermandad, okay, de mujeres. So she brought a special flag of a sorority, okay? And this flag represented like the oldest African-American female sorority, okay? And then she also mentioned that she brought a photograph. Ella también llevó una foto de una bailarina que se llama Judith Jamison, okay? She also talked about how she brought this photo of a dancer that she admired. Her name is Judith Jamison, okay? So there's lots of things that we learned, okay? So last week for homework, you had to watch this video, okay? La semana pasada tenían que ver este video. And I asked you to write a paragraph. Les pedí que escribieran un párrafo. Notice how I came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cosas. There's at least 10 other things that she mentioned in this video, okay? So if I gave you back your assignment, that's because I have high expectations of you. I want you to push yourself and write at least 5 sentences, okay? Si les regresé la tarea es porque tengo expectativas altas sobre ustedes y yo quiero que escriban por lo menos 5 oraciones de lo que aprendieron sobre ella en este video, okay? That was a lot, but you know what? You are super smart and I know that you can take it. Okay, so ahora es tiempo del libro. Now it's time for the book. Okay, so I'm going to be reading this book en inglés y también en español, okay? Este libro se llama May Among the Stars y voy a leer solamente la mitad del libro hoy. So I'm going to read this book and I'm only going to read half of it today, okay? And I'm going to be jumping between English and español, okay? So vamos a comenzar. Let's get started. Little May was a dreamer. They say that daydreamers never succeed, but little May was different. La pequeña May era una soñadora. Dicen que los soñadores nunca tienen éxito, pero la pequeña May era diferente. One day, May was working on an assignment for school about what she wanted to be when she grew up. Un día, May estaba trabajando en una tarea para la escuela sobre lo que quería ser de mayor. What did you tell them, May? I will tell them I want to see Earth. ¿Qué les dirá, May? Les diré que quiero ver la Tierra. This is Earth, May, her mom said. The flowers, the grass, the forest, and the mountains. We live on Earth. I know, but I want to see Earth from out there. Esto es tierra, May, dijo su madre. Las flores, la hierba, el bosque y las montañas. Vivimos en la tierra. Lo sé, pero quiero ver la tierra desde afuera. That's an amazing plan, little May. Then you have to become an astronaut. That way you can see Earth from space. Astronaut? Do you think I could do that? Ese es un plan asombroso, pequeña May. Entonces tienes que convertirte en astronauta. De esa manera puedes ver la Tierra desde el espacio. ¿Astronauta? ¿Crees que podría hacer eso? Of course you can. If you can dream it, if you believe it and work hard for it, anything is possible. Por supuesto que puedes. Si puedes soñarlo, si lo crees y te esfuerzas por lograrlo, todo es posible. Okay, estudiantes, as I read the rest of the pages, I want you to think about what did May do to get her ready to become an astronaut. Ahora quiero que piensen, ¿qué es lo que hizo May para prepararla a convertirse un astronauta? Okay? May asked her mom to take her to the library. She searched for books about space and astronauts. May le pidió a su mamá que la llevara a la biblioteca. Buscó libros sobre el espacio y los astronautas. After dinner, May drew pictures of space and she even made her own astronaut costumes out of old orange curtains and cardboard boxes. Después de la cena, May hizo dibujos del espacio e incluso hizo su propio disfraz de astronauta con viejas cortinas naranjas y cajas de cartón. Later, she asked her dad, "But how do I become an astronaut? It seems impossible." You will find your way, May, because if you dream it, believe in it, and work hard for it, anything is possible. Más tarde le preguntó a su papá, Pero ¿cómo me convierto en astronauta? Parece imposible. Encontrarás tu camino, May, porque si lo sueñas, lo crees y te esfuerzas por lograrlo, todo es posible. Estudiantes, we're going to stop right now. Vamos a parar ahí. I want you to please write down, or you can tell someone in your home, what did she do to prepare to be an astronaut? ¿Qué es lo que hizo ella para prepararse a ser un astronauta? Okay. The next thing I want to do, okay, so after you share, and remember, you can always press pause, okay, and just continue when you're ready. I want us to look at our homework together. Quiero que veamos la tarea juntos, okay? Okay, ¿dónde está la tarea? Aquí está, okay? So, we'll listen to the directions together. Hola, estudiantes. If you came to class this week, you do not need to watch the video lesson unless you need help remembering what we did. Today, we are learning about El Sistema Solar. 1. Tap on the Add Response button. 2. On page 1, you will tap on the link and watch the video to learn about El Sistema Solar en Español. 3. Tap on page 2. Then tap on the hand icon to pick up each card of the planetas to match them to the picture of the Sistema Solar. Then move each name and label the planetas. 4. When you are happy with your work, click on the green check button. Estudiantes, that was a lot of directions, but I'm going to guide you through this, okay? So, la primera cosa que van a hacer es, and actually, let me go to the right page. I'm going to show you, les voy a mostrar cómo es que vamos a agregar la tarea, ¿ok? Vamos a hacer la actividad juntos, ¿ok? So vas a ir a Add Response y vas a escoger tu nombre. You're going to choose your name. La primera cosa que quiero es que vean el video. The first thing I want you to do is to watch the video. Vas a hacer clic en este link. You're going to click on that link.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Skip the commercial.
This sentence is grammatically correct.
And then you're going to watch that video. Vas a ver este video sobre el sistema solar. As you are watching this, I want you to remember the names of the planetas. Planetas are planets, okay? So you can grab a Post-it and you can write down the names. You're going to need that for your homework, okay? Let me go now to the second page. So vas a ir a la segunda página cuando termines. Y después quiero que hagas clic en la manita. I want you to click on the little hand. Y así vas a poder levantar las tarjetas y moverlas. And then you're going to be able to click on each card and move them to match them, okay? So primero vas a mover todos los dibujos de los planetas. The first thing you're going to do is move all the pictures of the planets. Y después vas a mover las etiquetas. And then you're going to move the labels and you're going to match them, okay? So this is your assignment for the day, for the week. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you on Friday for game time. Adios, goodbye.